It did fly away, but the gold is being put up for JulyZerg as well. There was an alert notification there. We got another little skirmish here as Lings are taken out by a small group from MMA at the top. And yes, that orbital is going for the gold. So MMA trying to figure out a way to make a bounce back, to trampoline himself back into this game. See +2 melee attacks going down for the Zerg, and that Spire is nearing completion.
Yeah, and we do have the orbital command landing. One of the mules actually sacrificing itself as it does die to those Lings. Orbital command should be getting SCVs moved over here very, very soon. But in the meantime, July responding by taking the gold, and also looks like it did miss that drop, but I'm not sure if it actually killed anything. It was at the front of the base. Queen is about half HP, and these Lings will, or excuse me, this drop I thought was going to be returning home, but it looks like MMA wants to go back yet again.
Yeah, he also has a couple of Vikings out, which are doing some Overlord harassment, but the Queen does take care of that. So a couple Marines around the map for MMA, just kind of checking things out. He has established his gold, but this is already an orbital command. And typically when you see the Terran go for this, and here come a lot of mutas with 5 more on the way. JulyZerg pumping out 13 mutas. Of course, when you go with that Roach and Ling army at the beginning, you will and can have a surplus of gas, so it comes in very, very handy. But as I was mentioning, typically when you see a Terran take the gold, it is going to be a planetary, because you want to be able to defend that very easily. But as an orbital, it means that it's going to be open for harassment, another drop in the main.
Yeah, and here comes this drop. The Lings will be able to get an easy round, but he does actually snipe the Queen. The mutas are going to come in to clean that medevac up. As some Banelings look like they want to explode. I feel like oh no, actually missed the huge push here from MMA. That was actually a distraction so good that he distracted the caster himself, sniping that hatchery.
It does happen a lot. Now the Muta's going back out some, and he's going to be joined up by some more. It looks like he's going to go mano a mano against these Marines here at the gold, and I think if he neutralizes this gold, and I think that if MMA throws away a lot of resources to defend this, it could be nasty, but he did lose some mutas there. MMA lost some Marines, so he's just trying to keep it up. We do see, another dropship flies right over that 4th, and it is heading out to the 3rd. He'll drop right in between the 4th and the 3rd of JulyZerg, and then he can choose which one he wants to go kill.
A ton of mules now landing at the high yield for MMA. His income is going to be skyrocketing here very, very soon, as it's kind of even right now, but the hatchery is going to try to fall, but it looks like July is once again going to be able to clean this drop up. Muta's now on the map. I feel like drop play is definitely going to stop actually being effective, as it looks like MMA is thinking about moving out.
And we got another drop here in the main, unloading near the smoke and heading on in. What's he going to go after? He's immediately going to have to target that Queen. Queen does manage to get away, and now the pool will be the big one coming in. He's got to move out for those Banelings. Are they going to get in? No, picked up there, but the Mutas will manage to take that out, no problem. So yes, however, look at what MMA is doing. He's controlling the Zerg by using these drops. Okay, drop over here in the east. Oh my gosh, I'm going to go take it out. Meanwhile, he's dropping in the main. Drop in the main. Okay, I take my main army and take out your 4th. So this is really, as a Terran, exactly what you have to do to control the map, because this is what the Zerg wants to do. They want to control with their mutas, control with their Lings and their Banelings, and MMA doing the exact opposite just with his medevacs.
One of the things that might be a little bit scary here very soon for MMA is that these numbers of mutas are actually getting higher and higher, and without any Thors out just yet, he might not be able to deal with that if he actually goes for the unit producing structures. 27 Banelings being produced, it looks like.
Yeah, a lot of Banelings.
I feel like
and
I need to go get Artosis over there and have him say his
so many Banelings, absolutely. And what's really scary is the not having a planetary at this gold. I think that JulyZerg's just like, man, I want to punish the hell out of this. And here comes a giant Ling push. If he can catch this before any sort of siege, and he has loaded up all of these Overlords with the Banes, this could actually be absolutely devastating here by JulyZerg. Of course, MMA has no idea that it's coming on. Oh, he's going to try to go for the life, or he's going to go for the low ground, and here comes, this is going to be so crazy. He's just going to drop the banelings, try to take out all these tanks. The Marines will split up, but the amount of links coming in is absolutely crazy, and all the tanks go down. He's still got banelings to drop. They're trying to get into action, and then what's left to protect this gold?
Yeah, there are quite a few Marines. All the tanks have been taken out, except for this one right over here. But July is just rolling through with these banelings. Some pretty good Marine control, not actually losing that many Marines to all of those banelings. But this mutas are still terrorizing the forces here. July is not going to be able to stay at that high yield, and MMA is actually going to hold.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I lost that. Well, let me throw down 5 mules at the goal. So one thing that JulyZerg needs to be really careful about, he did lose a lot of his muta count, continuing to lose those mutas here, but I'm really worried for him that he has all these overlords over here. That is just supper for those Marines, as they can take all those out. And even though JulyZerg's not near the supply where it would do damage, it's just literally like burning money. So MMA is going to continue the drops now, knowing that the muta count has decreased just a little bit. Looking at the unit counting station, 13 mutas there for JulyZerg. And, I mean, he's just got all this Overlord mass right here. He did a considerable amount of damage to that army, especially taking away the tanks. Went from like 7 or 9, now down to 2. And look at this, another drop in the main.
Yeah, we've also got a drop at the third base. MMA has been all over this map all game long. He's not even sure what he wants to kill here in the main, as they are looking like they're focusing down some Overlords starting on that Spire. And no, he's going to take out the Baneless, and I think he's actually going to kill it, Wheat.
Oh yeah, he's going to kill it. In fact, you might even, nope, he's going to load back up. I thought maybe he would go after the Spire, but at this point he's like, you know what, keep making some mutas. I know you've lost quite a few. I'll keep my Marine production high, and that'll be okay. The Banelings, however, were a huge detriment to MMA's army, as, of course, with all those Marines and even the tank count that he had got completely devastated. You also notice that the gold is almost mined out, which is
and the natural is almost mined out. He's actually just got this third base up. I feel like for a little while there I was about to say, well, July is going to not really be able to mine that much here pretty soon. But MMA is not actually going to be able to mine that much as well. But the nice thing is that the upgrades on these Marines are 2-3. If we go over and look at the siege tanks, they are 0-1. Looking at the upgrades on the Lings, 0-2. And I do not believe any upgrades on those Mutas, 0-0. So if he can actually take out this fourth, July might be in a very, very rough spot.
Yeah, double scans coming down by MMA, going, okay, what's here and what is going to be attacking me and what could be attacking me from the third. Right now, a lot of mutas, but the Lings and the Banelings are non-existent. We got 24 Banelings being morphed right now here at the front, but the damage has already been done as JulyZerg struggles to get that fourth base up.
Yeah, right now supply is 135 for July, 163 for MMA, and this might be one of the last attacks here in just a couple seconds from July. But even more Banelings actually being produced. I think he might just go for this kind of terror drop once more, and if it works, he's actually going to be in one of the best spots that he could possibly be in. If it doesn't, he's probably just going to GG out. So I'm very, very curious how this is going. There's the Reaper from the beginning of the game, Captain Reaper, 16 kills. How is July going to handle this, as that so many Overlords dropped? It looks like he's going to put them right in the same exact place. Some drones trying to do some long distance mining. They're taken out at the high yield. And where are those Overlords going to be going, as some mutas are going to try to clean up this drop? Overlords sitting in the main base. Oh no. These mutas might actually be caught off guard. They're flying right through a ton of... Okay, good. He pulled them away. But a lot of Overlords are being lost here. And here we go.
Here they come, but the Marines are actually in a good position. No, they are not. They're going to try to get some protection behind the tanks. Here comes that drop as everything is just getting melted, but the mutas are also included in that. And now the Marines stimming away, going to split up very, very nicely. The concentration of Banelings has gone down, but more coming in from the side. He takes those out. And GG MMA.
Man. Wow. That game was actually incredible. I am not sure how he was living through those drops that July was putting on. He was all over the map. Any given moment in that game, you know, I spoke so much about the game where when mutas come out, you actually can't drop. MMA was just like, yeah, you can, JP. You're actually terrible.
Yeah. You know,
he was all over the place.
I want to like kind of think about that game a little bit and consider, you know, when MMA made the decision to go the gold, of course, I'm like, where the hell's your planetary? But JulyZerg kind of made a couple mistakes when he attacked against that. And, I mean, a lot was going on there, like literally so much stuff. Like, it's understandable, right? It happens. But we talk about it. There were 2 tanks that got off a lot of volleys that MMA was actually focusing on that made the Banelings come out a little bit less effective.
Right.
And so, you know, I mean, I'm not saying like if he would have taken out the 1 tank, it would have changed everything. But, you know, in a situation like that, you hope to end up where your opponent has no units and you have units left over to continue the damage. Well, more Marines were coming in, and then at that point, the Baneling concentration went down. So I'm glad that he went for the attack against the gold, because I think that was very smart, knowing how much the Terran was going to be able to milk from that gold very quickly. But, you know, you miss that 1 tank, and it, you know, all your Banelings are rolling together and they get a big hit, all of a sudden they become that much more easier for the Marines to take out.
True.
I really did like his attack early on, too, and what he wanted to do with the 3 bases into the Roachling. I really thought he was going to be able to pull that off. And again, it was kind of 1 hero tank. He put it right on the ramp, not only to make it so less units could go up there, but they were going to have to take some hits if he was going to take out that tank. So, I mean, MMA is amazing. I mean, really.
Yeah, I mean, someone was asking who's doing the best, or who's the Korean that's doing the best. MMA right there.
There
that's
you go.
Your answer.
It's been
5-0 in his group, comes out
undefeated.
First, undefeated. Let's actually open up some of those results. I think that might have been the last match that we were broadcasting on this stream today.
Oh, that means I get to go watch Thorzane Indra?
At least for a little bit, I think. But we're waiting to find that out. But let's go ahead and refresh that.
All right, yeah, there's only 2 matches left here as Thorzane Indra is left. Oh, my gosh, I want to watch that one so bad.
Oh, it's starting. Weed, I can see the screen right over there.
Oh, my gosh, we need to do something about that.
Let's actually... People are already tuning in over there. You want to just wrap this up? And if we come back, we'll have another match.
If that's what we're doing, then that's what we're doing. But I would love to go act as spectator out there. You don't want to miss that one.
You do not.
MMA really do a good number there to JulyZerg. Congratulations to him. Really exciting matchup. Of course, pleasure to cast with you, as always, sir.
It's always fun.
It is.
And that's actually going to do it for right now. We might be back in just a little bit with another match. But in the meantime, go over to the Red StarCraft 2 stream. Check out Idra versus Thorzane. Someone was actually correcting me. Thorzane took out Fruit Dealer in the TSL3. I totally forgot.
That's right.
So
thank you,
TBZ.
Twitter. You guys are awesome.
Must be pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's go check out that match. In the meantime, we're going to be signing off for just a little bit. And we'll see you guys on the other side.